Hi, it's Nick Struan back again here. Yes, English teacher Nick Struan. Yeah, look, I also run a website as a life coach. So I don't know if you have actually come across that. It's called lifecoach.rocks, right? And that has a lot of articles as well that you may be interested in to have a read of. And if I can help you with anything, of course, let me know. I'm mostly concerned about health, wealth, and lifestyle, right? Because when I was younger, I always felt like I was cheated a little bit. So, because for me, there was no direction, right? We were sort of born and we just sort of like live this hit and miss lifestyle, right? You go this way or you study this thing and then you go over here. It's like a ping pong game, that you just have no idea. So in my latest work, I wrote a book called the Bible of how can I say, the Bible of life, right? And this it took me a long time to actually get motivated, because I thought, what have I got to offer, that people could possibly use, right? But I do think that, in my time, I have also read thousands of books and attended hundreds of seminars in my quest to find out what makes people really successful and what doesn't, right? And I definitely know what doesn't, because it took me many years before I could figure out what actually happened and why we are what we are and why we're not becoming successful as we know we should be, right? So the book of life that I have written is, something that gives you a bit of a direction as to where and how your life gonna be, right? Or could be if you wanted to. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you about the melancholy now, which is the third temperament that we remember. We are talking about the four temperaments, and we have covered the two before, the sanguine and the choleric. And this one is the melancholy. And the melancholy is all about detail, all about organization, right? All about order, right? And I can give you some specific examples, like if you are in a country where you use a toilet roll, the person, being in melancholy would turn the toilet roll outside, so the sheets would come down from the front, right? Okay, not from the back, right? They would squeeze the toothpaste at every little thing, and they will open everything very neat and tidy. They are really neat and tidy. If you come into their home, it's spotless, right? It's so beautiful that you could eat off the floors, right? They really take great concern. They're home builders. They're nest makers. They adore everything. If they make food, it is so specific. It is so yummy. It's so delicious. And they're great at most things what they do. But they're not action takers, right? And this is where sometimes that a melancholy gets perhaps teamed up with a choleric or with a sanguine, and the two makes it sort of what one is an action taker and one is a detailed person. But I'll cover that later, because that also has its drawbacks. Okay, so that's not perhaps all what is supposed to be there. But let's look at the melancholy as a person, right? They're indirect, right? And they're well educated. They're conventional. They might appear picky, and it takes a long time to make a decision. They avoid risk like the plague. They're very orderly, and they prefer classic clothing styles, right? So these characters, these temperaments, normally works in management, administration, social work, accounting, bookkeeping, banking, and charity, right? Now, you will probably also find that many doctors and accountants and lawyers and mechanics are, within these classifications there, this temperament, because it requires great detail. You could imagine a surgeon who is operating, right? He cannot or she cannot be just like an airhead like me all over the place, right? And go, let's make a cut here and let's make a cut here. Yeah, okay, yeah, right? So and a mechanic who's fine tuning a car. It's very detailed, it's very precise, and everything like that. So these temperaments really goes in well in those jobs and occupations that requires very much detail. Okay. So a lawyer would go through many hours of reading, transcripts from different cases and noting down every single details. I mean, honestly, I would like fall asleep. I'd rather watch paint dry on the wall, right? For me, there has to be action. There has to be, let's go, let's do something, right? Okay. So yeah. There's a few things to keep in mind there, that the melancholy primary is concerned about, social acceptance and social approval and, accuracy, right? Like, these are the people that when you say, it's about $575, right? They will go, oh, no, it's $565. Oh, okay, $565, right? Yeah, the temperature yesterday got up to 39.4 degrees. No, it was 39.3 degrees. Oh, okay. So accuracy, right? Sometimes it drives you nuts. At least it would drive me nuts. But understand that another melancholy would think it's okay. They would think it's really great that the person is so accurate, right? So when you're talking to them, to a melancholy on a sales type of situation, you have to look professional, right? You have to look the part, right? You have to provide numbers and details, be accurate, provide facts, and don't rush them to take a decision. And tell them it's risk-free. Okay, remember, they do not like to take risks. They're not like sanguines and cholerics that likes to deal with risk, right? Now, these people, the temperaments in that side, do not like to take risk, and everything has to be accurate, numbers, clean, neat, and tidy, okay? Yeah? So that's something to keep in mind when you're dealing with these people. But mind you, these people are wonderful, right? When you go to somewhere, then they are well prepared. They have made a list over everything that could possibly be needed. So if you say you have a picnic at the beach, right? I mean, it's a pleasure because everything is there. The salt, the pepper, the sauce to put on the stuff, and the milk to the kids, and everything, right? And the blanket, and because they really put a pride in organizing themselves very well. And if they're organizing you in a company or something, you will be so happy because they will have thought of everything, right? Whereas, much more than you would ever think about. So I'm hoping you're starting getting this picture of these at least 3 temperaments now, whereas the one is sort of fun and happy and full of life and energetic, good salespeople, good talking, about it. And then you got the cholerics, which are very good managers, and their control their organizational skills is amazing, right? And then you got backed up by these detailed people who is so knowledgeable and so careful and so accurate. And so we're starting creating this sphere of knowledge or capabilities. Everybody has their sort of own little right. And in the next video, we're going to explore the last of the 4 temperaments, right? Which is the phlegmatic, which is the stabilizing temperaments of all of these, right? Because this is the temperament that sort of just brings you down to earth and just binds you a little bit there and say, okay, it's all good. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but let's just relax a little bit and think about this and take it easy, okay? So that's what we're going to look at next, the phlegmatic, and we're going to have a great time doing that. And I wish you all the very best. And I'm hoping you enjoy these little video series here, and I hope you find some value in it. If you do, click, share, love, and whatever, spread the love, yeah? And if you are looking to learn English, as I mentioned before in all of the other videos as well, Don't just learn English. Don't just sit there and talk Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Learn it with a purpose, right? So that you can integrate it with your job or your intention of what you intend to use the language for. And you will be very, very happy when you come and learn with me. And I can teach you many, many things that most people perhaps are not able to, not only because I'm so much better. That's not the question, right? The question is that I'm an older guy and I know a lot more, perhaps, or have seen a lot more and have tried a lot of different things, right? So just understand, what is wisdom? And only a few people can have wisdom, right? Because you have to have the knowledge, but then you also have to have the experience. Those two things combined, the knowledge that has been put into action and has been tried and tested, like in my case, for many, many years, that gives me wisdom. That gives me a really good benchmark to teach to you of what's working. What you can take and you can use instantly. I guarantee you, if you come and learn with me, when you look for your next job, you will be a whole different person. You will go in there with lots of confidence, and you will get, a really high income, salary because of what I've been teaching you. Okay? So it's in your own interest, Find me in Google, just Google Nick Struan, or send an email to nickstruan@gmail.com. Okay, so it's STRUAN, it's Nick, N-I-C-K, so nickstruan@gmail.com. I look forward to catching up with you, and if not, let's see you in the next video where we're going to talk about the phlegmatic. Thank you for listening and enjoy yourself. Bye for now.